Thank you. There's a lot of people out there. I can't talk. I'm sorry. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me to speak at your graduation. When Brian DuPoy and Scott Evans asked me to do it, I thought, sure, why not? Should be fun. I needed to get back here anyway because it had been a while since I've been to Youngstown, so I thought, kill two birds. Then I sat down to write the speech, and I had never written a speech before. So I thought, well, first you got to congratulate them. Then what? I couldn't focus my thoughts, flying all over the place. And I thought, what can I say to these guys that, first of all, won't bore them, secondly, find slightly entertaining. And so I got about 10 minutes here. And I Googled this thing, and I found out that most of these commencement speakers, are people who have been successful in some line of work or profession, and they come and they congratulate you, and then they give you some advice to be successful in life. But I was thinking, who am I kidding? I mean, you guys just did something I was never able to do, which was graduate from college. So, but here I am. I said I'd do it, and there you are. Like I knew you would be, but I didn't realize there'd be so many of you. So, advice. See, my problem with advice was that I was never very good at taking it. Not that I didn't need it, just not too good at taking it. So, let me tell you a little story. I got cut by the Pittsburgh Steelers the day that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. Good day for him. Not too good for me. So for the next several years, I was a bit lost. I came back here. I didn't know what to do with myself. I tried a little substitute teaching in the inner city. I went down to Florida. I bellhopped in a hotel down there for a season, and then I came back. I taught speed reading, and I never knew how to speed read. Which is another story. I tried to sell used cars. A buddy of mine had a place on the South Side. Never sold a car. No, not one. Then I thought I'd get on at Trust-Con Steel, and I finally got a job as a steel salesman. The idea being to start at the bottom and work up. My first day on the job, the offices were over here on Albert Street, and the guy I was following, I was replacing. We were the only guys in the office, about 10 secretaries. The idea was you pick up the paperwork and you file it, and you had to wear one of those rubber thumb things. I don't know if you still have those things, but you don't have to lick. Anyway, lunchtime came, and my guy informed me we only had 30 minutes. I hadn't packed the lunch, so I said, well, I'll just run over to the Royal Oaks on Oak Street in Lansing, grab a hot dog or something, I'll be right back. Now I'll pack the lunch. So I drive over, run in the side door. I run into Johnny DeMaine, one of the owners. He says, Eddie, what are you going to have? What are you going to have? What are you going to have? I was about to say, I'll have a burger, John, but Pabst Blue Ribbon came out. And I used that little rubber thumb thing to lift that frosted glass. It worked real good. That was the end of my sales job. Then I started bartending in a joint up on Belmont Avenue called the Lamppost. Drinking, a couple of altercations, maybe more than a couple, going nowhere fast. Then I saw an ad in the paper for tryouts at the Youngstown Playhouse, and it was The Rainmaker, and I had seen the movie. So I went, now here I am, a bust-out bartender trying to imitate Burt Lancaster. He wasn't pretty. See, I had acted a little bit in high school, and I thought, I might be good at it, so I would give it a try. A couple more failed auditions. Finally got a small part in their second stage, Antigone, where I played a Roman guard, literally carrying a spear. Next stop was down here. I signed up for the advanced acting class with Dr. Bill Holsupple, who was running the program at that time. I still didn't know a thing, but I loved it. And see, that was kind of the key. I had found something that I really loved. Then I read every play I could, Shakespeare, Shaw, David Mamet, Tennessee Williams, Arthur Miller, Pinter, all of them. Got in every play I could. I studied diction and my vowels, my consonants. Read every book on acting, Stella Adler, Uta Hagen, Stanislavski, all of them. The trouble was, I was managing the pub over here at Kilcolly for about 10 grand a year, and I was pushing 30. So I knew if I wanted to really be an actor, not just bullshit myself, but become a real actor, I needed to make a move. Now, I didn't want to go, because I loved Youngstown, but I knew I was running out of time, but I kept putting it off. I was scared. So I was having a lunch over at the Golden Dawn on Wick Avenue.
Delicious.
And I said to myself, you know what, I'm going. I'm going to New York. I got changed from Carmen, called my boss down here, gave my 2 weeks notice. She wished me the best of luck, said I was a horseshit manager anyway. And I sold my car, said goodbye to my family, got on a Greyhound bus, went to Manhattan, got off the Port Authority, walked across the street to a coffee shop, asked the waitress, where do the actors live? I still can't believe she didn't laugh in my face, but what she said was, honey, stand on the corner, the 104 will come by, you jump on that, you take it to the 70s. That's the neighborhood where the actors live. So I got a room in a resident hotel, the Imperial Court on West 79th Street. Used to be a beautiful building, very grand, ballroom, but now it's kind of the elephant burial ground for the elderly. I paid by the week. Got a job bussing tables at a joint called Dobson's over by the Natural History Museum.
No.
And I had to audition for it. Me and about 4 Asian guys. We set these tables up and you had to clear them. The fastest guys were going to get the job. Now, they were faster than me, but my football helped me. I would knock them out of the way. Did I mention this was kind of a gay theatrical restaurant? And many times I would be bent over, busting the table. I would go, careful, I'm behind you. I remember one night after my shift, I was walking home across West 79th Street, dead of winter, freezing cold. And the wind was coming off the Hudson. It was cutting through me like a knife. I was wearing an Air Force flight jacket I bought at an Army surplus store. And I suddenly heard these sounds like moans. Realized they were coming from me. And I got to my room, and I got my hot plate out, and I got my cabbage soup and a little bagel, and I had a little chicken salad. I got it at a deli on 86th Street. And I suddenly was aware of the silence, like I never had before. A little hiss from the radiator, the din of the traffic 9 floors below. And I thought, damn, you could always go home. But next day, the sun had come out, I'd made it another